What's up everyone, welcome to episode number 19 of my WCW Done Deal. For those returning, cheers for sticking with this. First up, just to address, this is the first show without Sting, and also I have signed Raven. However, he failed his medical test, so he's in rehab for 5 months already, so unfortunately Raven won't be debuting until March, April time. Not the best start. Anyway, new feuds, new stories as we build towards Mayhem and Starrcade, and also there will be a few shows from London, or England anyway. Alright, kicking off a pre-show match, a random tag of Hennig and Taka defeat Yang and Kaz Hayashi, who Kaz has been called up from developmental. Trying to hint at a face turn for Hennig. Obviously it doesn't seem to be going down well. This got a 70. Another pre-show match, another person called up from development. Jamie Noble, going by his real name now, James Gibson. Teams with the Naturals defeating Psychosis, Teddy Hart and Super Crazy. 55. He looked like he did pretty well. I got some turns. It looks like I've changed the gimmick for Jamie Noble. He's going for a redneck gimmick. I kind of like his classic WWE gimmick. Right, main show, pre-tape segment. The world champion Sean O'Haire alongside Stacy Keibler talking to Dusty Rhodes and Eric Bischoff. The champ has decided to rest up for a couple of weeks and won't be making the WCW tour of the UK. Bischoff seems fine with it. However, Dusty Rhodes promises that when O'Haire returns, he better up his game as champ because a new #1 contender will be waiting. It's got an 86, so not too bad. As you can see, Starrcade World Title storyline starting off. So, some new teams on the scene. Obviously, been in England, the Davey Boy Smith and Chad Collar pick up the win over the debuting Motor City Machine Guns and Chad Collar, who's teaming with Danny Doran. It's got 66. So the Machine Guns on the main roster. Vampiro comes to the ring. He's got a microphone. He's challenged by the returning Scott Steiner. They will meet each other later on tonight. 95, awesome rating. Chronic make quick work of Amazing Airborne. Clark defeating Amazing Red with the High Tides. 59. AJ Styles, nice easy win over BG James by underhanded tactics, retains his TV title, 72. Shane Helms and Bryan Danielson are in the ring waiting for the bell to sound. Out of nowhere they're attacked by Jeff Jarrett, James Storm and Chris Harris, and for good measure they beat up Jerry Lynn, who was watching from ringside. Jeff Jarrett puts WCW on notice, the chosen one is ready for another run at the top, 86. Mike Awesom's backstage. He's stopped by Carino and Canyon. After some insults, Nigel McGuinness attacks him from behind. So it's a 3-on-1 beatdown on McGuinness and on Awesome. When McGuinness gets some cheap shots in as well. 84. So the leaders of the new school still carrying on their feud with Flair and Mike Awesome. Called up from developmental, Paul London teaming with Billy Kidman. Defeat Future Vision, Chavo Guerrero and Shannon Moore. Kidman hits a shooting star press. Now Kidman is still technically part of the Filthy Animals, but I do like the tag combo of him in London. It's a good way to give Paul London a good strong start on the main roster. 74. Kazarian and Daniels are backstage. They argue with Hogan and Goldberg. Gets heated. Bischoff is passing by. Books a tag match tonight. Main event, I think. Did I put this in the main event? I think so. The returning Bam Bam Bigelow teams up with his buddy DDP. They defeat the Enforcers. Diamond Cutter, boom, done. 59. After their attacks tonight, Shane Helms, Lynn and Bryan Danielson are all ice and injuries. They're being attended to by medics. RVD enters and tells them all it's time to not be pushed around anymore. It's time to rise up and show we're all together, and we all are the whole effing show. So RVD trying to convince Helms, Lynn and Danielson to become a team. 63. Chuck Palumbo, big win. Defeats Dustin Rhodes with a fast roll-up, 73. Bischoff calls out Flair. As soon as he hits the ring, he's jumped by Bossman McGuinness, Carino and Canyon, who've been lying in wait. It's got a 100. So again, continuing the storyline, leaders of the new school not too happy with Flair and Awesome. 6-man, Booker T, Monty Brown, Ken Shamrock defeat Buff Bagwell at the franchise, which is Shane Douglas and Chris Hero. 77. Final match though, the franchise turn on Buff Bagwell. I'm giving him a quick turn. So this is making Buff Bagwell face. It's got an 80. Superb wrestling, great heat. Scott Steiner defeats Vampiro by countout. 76. Final match, the Steiner Warriors are in the ring, celebrating together. Vampiro's not happy and grabs a mic. He warns that the darkness is here. Suddenly, the Steiner Warriors are nailed from behind with 2 big chair shots from Abyss and the debuting Judas Messias. Steiner attempts to fight him off, however Vampiro joins the attack and all 3 Steiner Warriors are left down and bloodied. 80. So this was Judas Messias' debut, and he looked good. Did not come out looking good. Well, he got an 80, so. Tag match, Punk and Lance Storm defeat Rey Mysterio and Conan. Canadian Maple Leaf, this got an 80. So I've changed Lance Storm's gimmick to legit athlete instead of evil foreigner. Main event, Hogan and Goldberg defeat Bad Influence. Goldberg spears Daniels 1, 2, 3, 82. However, following the match, out of nowhere Samoa Joe hits the ring and attacks. The assault is quick, brutal and leaves Hogan out. So Joe beats up Hogan following the match. So 87, again this was from London, England. It doesn't mean a lot sometimes where the location is because it affects the ratings, but that was still pretty good. I'm going to do a couple of shows from London to confirm it's a WCW tour of England, as that's where I am from. Okay, no major news. Well, I'm reading my what's Davey Boy Smith done? His steroid user apparently. So Nitro got an 87, Raw got an 87, Angle Jericho defeated the Brothers of Destruction. Seema was hurt badly there. There's Corey Graves there. He's not part of my development. Can't just sign everybody, as much as it would be fun too. Right, I've completed the signing of a regen announcer called Bradley I can't even say his surname, but he's going to work in my development for a little bit. So SmackDown got an 85. Big Show defeated Shawn Michaels in the main event. It's been quiet for news first week. Oh, what's this? Eric Young title win. Haha. Don't fire Eric. Biss asking for a pay rise. Alright, Eric Young. What hero? WCW vs. the World. Eric Young defeated Austin Aries to become X Division champion. WWE have completed the buyout of Jersey All Pro Wrestling. Oh, okay. And they've closed the doors of it as well. Right, so coming up is another episode of Thunder. And again, this one will be in the UK. Alright, okay, Thunder is booked, another one from the UK. This time it's at Rock City, Nottingham, central of the British Isles on the game. Anyway, 10-man tag, just to use some people on the roster. As you can see, quite a star-studded face team there with Bigelow, DDP, Chuck, Gibson, Jack Evans. Chapalumbo picks up the win for the Work the Crowd match, making Shannon Moore tap out with the torture rack. Looks like Dustin Rhodes stood out in this match. To be honest, Dustin's been pretty impressive. But just creative has nothing for you at the moment, I'm afraid. Another pre-show match. It will make sense later. Flair and Awesome win in a tag match against the Enforcers. This is more for the crowd, really, and as you can see, it got a decent reaction. 73. So freestyle segment, basically Bischoff taunts the fact that they technically injured Mike Awesome and Ric Flair on Nitro, and because of this I shall be pre-booking a handicap match between Nigel McGuinness, Steve Corino and Chris Kanyon, the leaders of the new school. And they're going to take on Mike Awesome and Ric Flair, and that's going to happen on Nitro. 100 segments, so they're pretty over. Chad Collar in a singles match defeats Taka Michinoku. Texas Cloverleaf got 59, not too bad. Davey Boy Smith's backstage, turns corner, bumps into Kurt Hennig. He says something the Bulldog don't like. They start arguing and agree to have a match later tonight for the hardcore title. 83. I didn't expect it to be that high, but then British Bulldog is from the UK, hence why I've been using him. So, his return from injury, and he will be a bit rusty. So I'm going to add this to my notes. Ultimo Dragon is back. He gets up to a, well, not a strong start. He loses to Jimmy Yang, former Cruiserweight title champion, in 3 minutes, but he is rusty, like I said. So, a face versus face match. The Naturals defeat the Mexican Machine Guns. Shelley was disqualified while fighting Chase Stevens, so they got a bit of a cheap win there. So the Naturals build them a little, they needed a win. The Mexican Machine Guns are obviously new to the roster. Bagwell is backstage looking for Shane Douglas. He bumps into Psychosis and takes out his rage on him instead. 75. Kidman and London continue to roll in another face versus face tag match. They defeat the Amazing Airborne, Red and Evan Bourne. Paul London hits the London Calling for the victory. 72. Steiner, Road Warrior Animal and Rick Steiner comes to the ring. Scott Steiner has a mic. That's always dangerous. Vampiro, you should never have started something you cannot finish. Get your punk ass out here right now and bring your bitches, Macias and Abyss, with you. Vampiro leads out Macias and Abyss. The trio charge the ring, have a brawl, dozens of agents and officials hit the ring, try and separate them. Eventually Vampiro and his goons are led away while screaming, "It's not over, Scott Steiner." So the Steiner Warriors and the Dark Carnival here are one of my feuds. It's got an 85. The Abyss and Judas are very low on the card, but I'm going to pre-book a match for Nitro. We shall have a tag, just a normal tag. Ricky Steiner and the Road Warrior Animal versus Abyss and Messias. This will be a good test for the Dark Carnival. Monty Brown defeats Brian Adams by DQ when Brian Clark ran in and attacked Monty Brown. This is just Chronic being Chronic, really. No rivalry. Footage from Sean O'Haire and Stacy Keibler making the most of the time away. 64, well, not the best ratings, but it's just so I can bide in my time for Sean O'Haire, and it will make sense in a couple of weeks. Planet Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett, Chris Harris and James Storm defeat Danielson, Lynn and Helms, who have branded themselves the Rising. Jarrett beats Helms with a stroke. It's got 76. Following the match, they're talking about their loss. RVD arrives and tries to inspire them to rise up and makes them an offer. Let him lead them to glory. So RVD wants to join this little Rising. 57, but that's because they're not all over yet. They're all mid-carders, so Jarrett will help out that one. AJ Styles defeats Kaz Hayashi with a spinal tap. Retains TV title, 73. Conan and Mysterio backstage. Kidman arrives and introduces them to Paul London. Conan isn't too pleased and says they need to keep their head in the game and stop this losing streak. I think he means the Filthy Animals losing streak, because Kidman is technically winning with London. But it's all because of this, a potential heel turn for Conan. Douglas is in the ring with Chris Hero. Cutting an interview. Bagwell finally comes charging down, slides into the ring. Douglas shoves Hero into his past and escapes, leaving Hero to get beaten into oblivion by Buff Bagwell. Now, I'm going to already pre-book this for the pay-per-view. I'm going to have Shane Douglas versus Buff Bagwell at Mayhem. Well, Kurt Hennig defeats British Bulldog David Boy Smith with a Henningplex to win the Hardcore title in front of Bulldog's hometown. That's a classic WWE move I've just pulled here. Hometown hero gets beat. Bischoff is backstage with Goldberg and tells him he's got a match tonight with Samoa Joe. 92. Conan is in singles action and he gets beat by Lance Storm. That's got 78. Following the match, he's walking to the back, having just suffered his defeat. At the same time, CM Punk is making his way to the ring. As they pass, Punk taunts Conan about the loss, which he responds with a shove. He sees red, brawls start, officials have to break him up. So Punk versus the Animals continue, and it's got a 91. Following that, CM Punk had a match with Booker T and wins with a handful of tights, 82. And the main event, it's just a bit better. I'm quite happy about that though. Goldberg defeats Samoa Joe when Joe was disqualified when Daniels ran in and attacked Goldberg, 83. Following the match, Daniels, Kazarian and Goldberg and Joe are beating down Goldberg. Hollywood's music hits, he makes his way to the ring, but as he arrives they manage to make a getaway as Hogan was a bit late as the damage had already been done. 84. So yeah, overall 87 from another UK show. Like I said, ratings are always harder when you're not in your home country, especially because WCW is mainly American based. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Sellout, can't complain. Storylines they are moving along. I've got Hogan moaning at me for the way he's being booked, but to be honest, I am kind of jobbing him to let people like Daniels and Kazarian and Joe get over. How good's Joe now? Joe is pushing the 70 bracket for the first time, which is if you do the ABCs, he's about a B now. Alright, let's have a quick run through the news. Cena starring in my developmental. Not too many others. Oh look, Tajiri Shimura. He's in New Japan in real life, if you know your New Japan Pro Wrestling. He used to be in TNA Impact as well. Alright, what are we on? Saturday. Literally all my news, when I get news, is people just wanting to be called up from development. I've got like 10 every day. Always different people. Is China the star here? Tank Abbott was in the main event against Finn Balor and Mark Judrak. Okay, 58. Glacier's still the world champion of Dusty Rhodes' company. Someone quits Ion. Turn the mega loose there. Right. Okay, Sunday. Let's have a quick skim through the news as normal. Lee Marshall quitting. Okay. I'm sure he used to be WCW back in the game. John Cena the star. He beat Air Paris in the main event to retain his world championship. Oh hello. Elite Skipper versus Bobby Roode. And Finlay versus Lash LaRue. Finlay's down there to help the younger talent. Triple A are signing loads of people. Harry Smith. Yes, haha. What do I want him as? I reckon a heel. So I've just signed Bret Hart. To be honest, he is probably going to be more in the commentary position because his commentary skills aren't too bad, to be fair. But I might have him as a part-time announcer as well. Good old Bret. If I got as my commentary. I'll put him over on Thunder. You can sit with Joey Styles on the announce desk. And Dusty Rhodes. Right, up next will be Nitro. We've got that handicap match booked, and we've got the Dark Carnival versus the Steiner Warriors and a tag match booked. And this is a contract release request from Hulk Hogan. I'm going to accept it. So I did kill off Hulkamania, just like that. Hogan's gone. Can't believe it. You bailed on me. In that case, I'm going to have to make a storyline adjustment. Anyway, up next will be Nitro. Bloody Hogan. Look, here we go. He's off now, unemployed. I wonder if Trinity's in this game. Someone asked me about her. There she is. Right. Let's. I'm gonna have to amend the storyline now. Right. After all that, another Nitro is booked. Pretty action-packed one. We're coming to you this time from Glasgow, Scotland. So the UK tour continues. BG James, Gibson and Muta defeat Doring, Crazy and Yang. Muta picks up the win. Pre-show match 53. Buff Bagwell in a pre-show defeats Dustin Rose with the Buff Blockbuster. This should get the crowd going before the live show. Okay, stable debut. Now this is quite a big deal because two of the people in this stable are openers. So Bret Hart comes to the ring, to the surprise of fans, gets a nice reception, calls out his brother-in-law, the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. He comes out, the two hug, but out from the crowd come Teddy Hart and Jack Evans, who jump the British Bulldog and lay a beating on him. Bret Hart then announces that a new alliance has been born, so Bret Hart is forming the Hart Foundation 2.0. So yeah, not bad. 60's good because Teddy Hart and Jack Evans, like I said, are openers there. With Bret, Davey Boy might get some backup. Motor City Machine Guns finally pick up a win, beating up Amazing Airborne. Alex Shelley hitting slice bread number 2. Saban carried the match, 68. Kurt Henning's first hardcore title defense beats Kaz Hayashi and Roadkill, 72. Sean O'Haire and Stacey Keibler say they will make the UK trip and they'll be on Thunder. Chronic defeat the Naturals of a Meltdown, 59. Booker T. Well, bit of a, I don't know why I wrote Dusty Rose, but that was wrong. Anyway, Booker T is backstage with Eric Bischoff. He asked the chance to wrestle, and it should be Sean O'Haire. So basically, I obviously tapped the wrong guy because I was going to make him go to Dusty and not Bischoff, but on Thunder it will be a world title rematch between probably my biggest and best feud, Booker T versus Sean O'Haire. Wow, why has this got 0? Well, I've never got 0 before. Ken Shamrock defeats Ultimo Dragon and I got 0. Didn't say why. I know Ultimo Dragon's rusty because he's been injured. Anyway, Shane Douglas calls out Buff Bagwell. Bagwell doesn't come out, but instead Chris Hero does impersonating him. They take the mickey out of him. This stops, however, when the real Buff Bagwell comes out. He ends the segment by attacking Douglas to bring an end to the shenanigans. 82. 6-man tag. Mysterio teams up with Kidman and London and actually defeat Taka and the Enforcers when Paul London gets the roll up. It's got 74. Following that match, Conan, who's upset about his losing streak, has a heated exchange of words with CM Punk and they agree to meet one-on-one on the next show, which is Thunder. So we'll pre-book that one. CM Punk versus Conan. So Thunder's going to be quite an action-packed show so far. Random 6-man, Palumbo, Bigelow, DDP defeat Shannon Moore, Chavo Guerrero and Psychosis. Powerbomb from Bam Bam Bigelow, 70. Jeff Jarrett, Chris Harris and James Storm are in the ring. They are interrupted by RVD, Bryan Danielson, Jerry Lynn and Shane Helms. RVD announces they are forming an alliance and the first order of business will be to take out Jeff Jarrett. Take the fight to Jeff Jarrett. 72. Oh, this got a pretty good match, pretty good chemistry. Bossman defeats Chad Collar with the Bossman Slam after interference from Eric Bischoff, 78. Star Warriors defeat the Dark Carnival. Judas Messias got disqualified after going into a rage, refusing to stop Assault and Road Warrior Animal, 61. But then Messias and Abyss are barely over. Following the match, Messias, Abyss, Rick Steiner, Animals, Vampiro's there. Scotty Steiner gets involved. They brawl all the way to the parking block as a fallout brawl. Doesn't seem to be able to be stopped by officials, so the police have to get involved. 87. So what I'm going to do is add a match to Mayhem. I think you guys should be able to see where this is going. We'll have a 6-man. Vampiro, Abyss, and Matthias versus Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner, and a Road Warrior Animal. The Dark Carnival versus the Steiner Warriors. Singles match. Monty Brown picks up a big win over Lance Storm. He hit the pounce. 1, 2, 3. AJ, Joe, Kazarian, and Daniels are in the ring, gloating that they made Hulkamania quit. He should be branded Cryomania. Goldberg's music hits. He's in no mood to talk. He hits a double clothesline on Kazarian and Daniels. AJ makes a run for it. Samoa Joe and Goldberg go face to face. Eventually Joe backs down, but Goldberg isn't done. A spear for Daniels, a spear for Kazarian. Joe and AJ aren't around to survey the damage, but the message is clear. They're next. So this is actually going to lead to a match at Mayhem. I'm going to go for Goldberg versus Joe. Tempted to go for AJ, but I think Joe deserves a big one-on-one. Main event goes 21 minutes. Leaders of the New School defeat Flair and Awesome in a 3-on-2 handicap match. Carino defeats Mike Awesome with the ropes for leverage. This got 79. Following the match, Eric Bischoff makes the leaders of the New School the #1 contenders for the tag team titles. This won't be pre-booked for Thunder, but it will be soon. Maybe next Nitro. 85, not bad. Not bad. Wonder why I got 0. That's completely thrown me off. You know, the weirdest part about that 0 is Raw got an 89. About the 0 is no one said nothing about it. And what's even more weird is when I check the results, like now, it said I got a 79. Have a look at Ken Shamrock's match history. Match history. Ultimo Dragon 79. That's weird. Maybe it was just a glitch. So it wasn't a 0. Cool. Alright, have a quick look. I was going to say, how do you get a 0? Okay, have a little look-see. Another request to be called up. SmackDown got an 8-7. Kurt Angle defeat Kane in the main event. Ultimo Dragon heading for injury. He's literally just come back from a long-term injury. Drake Younger. Ring of Honor Sucker Punch. Excalibur. Nobody kicks out the Falcon Arrow. Right, barely any news. So I've just signed Don Callis. For those that know who he is, he will be joining my commentary team because I've changed what I've done with Bret Hart. So Don Callis will be on the Thunder commentary team. Right, so I'm going to leave it here. You guys will suddenly see a jump to Thunder when I do a little bit of tweaking, calling up roster tweaking, to be honest. So yeah, up next will be Thunder. We have a world title rematch O'Hare against Booker T. And whatever other. I did pre-book another match, yeah, Conan versus CM Punk. And boom, that's just that. Thunder, the last one from the UK. Well, for this month. Okay, 4-way tag team match to start. Pre-show gave Amazing Airborne their first win as a team. I'm pretty sure that is. Beat the Naturals, Doring, Orokill, and Future Vision. Amazing Red hitting the Code Red. Random 6-man, Monty Brown, Chuck Palumbo, and BG James defeat Taekwondo Enforcers. Chuck makes Candido tap out. Main show, a bit of back and forth between Booker T and Sean O'Hare. Booker T promises that he'll be taking the title home with him tonight, 100. This was obviously one of my main feuds going back in May, June time. Oh, bit of an upset here. Psychosis defeats Muta with the guillotine leg drop, 59. Promo from Buff, now he's a face. He taunts the franchise relentlessly, promising some revenge on Shane Douglas, 76. Shamrock defeats Ultimo Dragon, at least this time it's not 0. So 59. And the Motor City Machine Guns upset the franchise when Chris Sabin defeats Chris Hero by pinfall after they hit the Made in Detroit following distraction from Buff Bagwell. So Buff costs the franchise a big tag defeat against the new kids on the block, the Motor City Machine Guns. Jarrett is with Chris Harris and James Storm backstage. They approach Chronic. Jarrett pulls out a lot of cash and hires Chronic to do some work for him, 80. Dustin Rhodes beats James Gibson with the Darkness Falls, that got 78. The leaders of New School tell Bischoff they want their tag team title shot on Nitro. So this will be, yeah, the main event probably for the tag titles. Probably my most frequently changed titles are the tag titles. Bossman and McGuinness walking past, they bump into Flair and Awesome, making fun of them, saying they're going to lose their belts. So they're challenged to a match tonight, 89. Bigelow and DDP defeat Barry Windham and Kurt Hennig. Barry Windham back on the main roster, called him back up, 72. Bryan Danielson, Jerry Lynn, Rob Van Dam and Shane Helms are backstage. They've all been laid out. Chronic are shown, dust themselves down, they drop a couple of their pipes. It appears they've done some serious damage, so Chronic were hired to take out the Rising, 79. Flair and Awesome pick up a win over McGuinness and Bossman. Awesome hitting the Bossman with the Awesome Bomb, 80. Scotty Steiner's in the ring with Vampiro. They start arguing and then it gets physical, and then the Steiner Warriors and the Dark Carnival all get involved. 84. This is a good way to get Messias to the Piss Open over this feud. Great chemistry, nice. Davey Boy Smith defeats Jack Evans with DQ when Teddy Hart ran in and attacked Davey Boy. Smith is being beaten down by Brett, Teddy and Jack Evans. Seeing the assault, the Calgary Bulldogs make their debut. That's Harry Smith and TJ Wilson, aka Tyson Kidd, the Hart Dynasty in WWE. They saved the British Bulldog from a serious beatdown. It's 58, but that's because it's enhancement talent, midcard, a non-wrestler, an enhancement talent, and a low midcarder. Wow, that was a big rating. CM Punk defeats Conan with the Anaconda Vice. This got a 90. Again, this is from England, so the O2 Arena Apollo in Manchester. Final match, Conan flips out. Mysterio, Kidman and London are trying to calm him down, but Conan ends up shoving Paul London to the floor before leaving the locker room. 66. Goldberg defeats Lance Storm with a spear. 80. Following the match, well, I've mixed these up a bit, but following the match, it's a 4-on-1 beatdown on Goldberg. 83. Main event didn't quite live up to old expectations. That shows what happens when it's not a big storyline, but hey. Sean O'Haire defeats Booker T with the Widowmaker after Stacey Keibler interfered. This is his 11th title defense, got an 80. Following the match, Sean O'Haire stands over Booker T, belt in the air. 85. 87 for the show. Yeah, can't complain. Cannot complain. Oh, got some news. Oh, what? What? I wasn't expecting that. Brian Adams has come out as a hard drug user. Kevin Nash has he's returned to the company today. And now he's just retired. Oh, that is a kick in the... Oh, he's severely damaged though. Oh, that sucks. So that's another one I've lost. Annoyingly, he was being saved for a Sean O'Haire feud. This is why I hadn't given Sean O'Haire anything at the moment, because it was all leading to Sean O'Haire versus Kevin Nash, because I knew he was coming back, but it looks like Nash is out. I mean, I could obviously tweak the editor, but I don't think it's worth it. His contract comes up in 5 months. Nash returned after a year out, and now he's retired. It's a low blow, a low blow. So, to be honest with you, I've got a bit of a head scratch for that one, because I knew he was coming back, and I had a lot of stuff ready for him. But now that's definitely put a damper in the works. So, I'm trying to think now. The old brain's sort of ticking away who to throw into Sean O'Haire feud for the world title. I'm sure I'll think of something. There's plenty of people on the roster. British Uprising, Tag Edition, ODB in China. That could be an interesting tag team. Okay, what are we up to? Sunday. Bismarck Jr. wants to be called up to the main roster. Joey Styles asks for a pay rise. Natalia signs on the roster. Who I shall be putting probably with the Bulldogs. Any news? Let's factor there. The Trailblazers. Who are the Trailblazers then? They are Lash LaRue and Low Key. They defeated Jimmy Jacobs and John Cena. Oh look, my development had the pay-per-view. I set a Battle Royal. Sean Stasiak won the Battle Royal. Planet Stasiak. Kenny Omega begins his first reign as the North American Champion. Thought that was Gerald Briscoe there. It's obviously a regen. Bobby Roode wants calling up. Loads of people want calling up. Stasiak's a rising star apparently. How old is he? 32. He's not bad stats wise. He's improved. Shawn Michaels gets pressure before matches. Alright, so up there next will be Nitro. And I now got to decide a new direction to go for the world title scene. Okay, Nitro is ready, despite this curveball that was thrown at me from Kevin Nash. Hopefully it's an enjoyable show. Oh, that's a fortunate discovery. Shane Helms and Rob Van Dam have excellent chemistry teaming together. Pre-show match they defeat Amazing Airborne and the Enforcers, 74. CM Punk defeats Jimmy Yang in the pre-show match, Go to Sleep, 75. Freestyle segment called Kevin Nash's retirement speech, featuring Kevin Nash, got a 100. He is 100% retired. He's a non-wrestler now. He's apparently a color commentator, so for now I'll be using him in that role. I suppose I could potentially use him as a general manager, which is what Ric Flair's role is. But a bit guttering, but thought I'd give him a sort of a segment on Nitro. Psychosis continues his winning ways, defeats Kaz Hayashi. 68, that's not bad. So a non-feud match for the Bulldogs. Davey Boy, Harry Smith and TJ Wilson defeat Ultimo Dragon and Future Vision. I think Ultimo's now got rid of all his ring rust, which is good. So yeah, not bad, 66. Backstage, Conan says he's sorry to the Filthy Animals for his recent behaviour, 79. Heart Foundation 2.0 defeat the Naturals with the Heart Attack. So they're building up a little bit of momentum. Jeff Jarrett, Chris Harris, James Storm and Brian Clark of Chronic challenge RVD, Bryan Danielson, Jerry Lynn and Shane Helms to an 8-man tag match. RVD leads out the troops and accepts this will be happening at Mayhem. And I'm tempted to, I'm going to make this a total elimination match. So that's RVD, Sugar Shane Helms, Bryan Danielson and Jerry Lynn. So some good wrestlers on that team. Jeff Jarrett, Chris Harris, James Storm, and Brian Clark. Just to note, Brian Adams of Chronic is he's then gone into rehab, so he's going to be gone a while. It was a pretty good, decent match. Samoa Joe builds some momentum, defeats Chad Collar with the Muscle Buster, 79. Wow. AMW defeat the Motor City Machine Guns. The death sentence has got an 84. You got to remember, Motor City Machine Guns are only barely midcarders. Chris Harris got a stomach infection in this match. Let's hope that doesn't keep him off the pay-per-view, because I've just booked him in the pay-per-view. Freestyle segment, basically Bischoff tells the Steiner Warriors and Dark Carnival not to beat each other up every week, and they'll be meeting in single matches in the coming weeks, starting on Thunder, where we'll have Abyss against Rick Steiner. Conan defeats Taka Michinoku by submission with the zip block after blatantly cheating, 79. Following the match, Conan goes over the top with his celebrations. Conan finally wins the match, 88. Not turning them yet. Oh, pretty good chemistry. A bit of a show stealer match here. Lance Storm defeats James Gibson. Canadian Maple Leaf, 81. Goldberg defeats Kazarian with the spear, 79. Following the match, Goldberg states Christopher Daniels is next. That will happen on Thunder. Buff Bagwell, he defeats Chris Hero with the Buff Blockbuster, 78. Sean O'Haire's in the ring, discussing his recent success. However, he is interrupted by Monty Brown, who I had no plans for, but actually won every match so far in November. He crashes the party. Sean O'Haire and Monty Brown brawl. He gets the upper hand, and Sean O'Haire makes a getaway through the crowd. So that is going to be the Mayhem one-on-one match. Sean O'Haire versus Monty Brown. I will tell you my plan. I was going to have Kevin Nash return, eventually challenge Sean O'Haire, but it was going to be for Starrcade after he wrestled off his ring rust. Main event. Ric Flair and Mike Awesome defeat the leaders of the New School. Mike Awesome beats Corino with the Awesome Bomb. This is Flair and Mike Awesome's second title defense, 83. Following the match, Flair and Awesome are getting beat down by Corino, the leaders of the New School basically, and Boss Man, who's seen the assault though. Bam Bam Bigelow and DDP can make the save. Couple of legends, they used to be in the Triad. And I got a 99, so 89 for the show. I think that's a pretty good show in the end. 89. Anything now in the 80s is still good. I think I'm really disappointed now if it's like an 85. Oh, we've got a Triple H is turning. Ooh. Chris Harris is injured for 2 days. That's alright then. Ah, cool. Eddie Guerrero. So we got an 89. Raw got an 89. Stone Cold defeated Shawn Michaels. He's only hurt for 2 days. Chris Harris. Okay, cool. So only a couple of pre-planned match. Thunder. Goldberg's will be taken on Daniels and Rick Steiner versus Abyss. We're going to have Goldberg against probably AJ after that, before he takes on Joe at the pay-per-view. 89 for SmackDown. Chris Jericho defeated Chris Benoit, 96. Val Venus has got an injury. Okay, some WWE storylines here. Shawn Michaels versus The Big Show. Scott Hall versus Kane. Jericho and Steve Austin versus Benoit and Triple H. That's a bit of a twist of the old storyline. If any of you watched 2001, it was Jericho and Benoit versus Austin and Trips. X Division Championship win for the Prince, Deverett, Finn Balor. And I think that is that's pretty much all there is to say about that. Right, up next is Thunder. We've got a couple of pre-booked matches, and I shall be building towards the Mayhem pay-per-view. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Random 10-man tag to get all the heels used on the show. Styles picks up the win for his team. Also have Vampiro Joe, Lance Storm and CM Punk. So that's a very star-studded team. 74. Another pre-show match. BG James and Chuck Palumbo beat Dustin Rhodes and James Gibson. Again, people I've not got storyline ideas for at the moment. 72. Freestyle angle. Basically Dusty Rhodes and Eric Bischoff introduced Nash as the guest colour commentator for this week's show. 97. Big win for the Calgary Bulldogs. TJ Wilson and Harry Smith beating Danny Doring and Roadkill. A 60 sharpshooter there. Bryan Danielson defeats Ultimo Dragon with the label lock. So Ultimo is now back to full capacity in regards to his stamina. CM Punk seen talking backstage with Conan. 77. Motor City Machine Guns defeat the Hart Foundation. It was always going to be a big ask for the Hart Foundation to win that one. 74. Bagwell attacks Shane Douglas and Chris. It should have been Chris Hero, so that was my mistake. I've accidentally put Chris Sabin there. I still got an 81 though. Kidman and London, big upset because I left this blank. Defeat AMW. Paul London hits the London Calling, so my tag division is flourishing at the moment. That got a 79. Bret Hart and Davey Boy Smith take a trip down memory lane, and we're going to book a match for Mayhem. Just a tag. It's not going to have big ratings, but Jack Evans and Teddy Hart will take on Harry Smith and TJ Wilson. Rick Steiner defeats Abyss following distraction from Scott Steiner. The pair did not click, so only a 52. Conan and Rey Mysterio backstage discussing their match. Conan acts like a dick and brushes Rey off. 83. Jerry Lynn defeats Chavo Guerrero with the Cradle Power Driver. This got a 78. Booker T defeats Psychosis, who's been on a little bit of a roll. Look at that. Don Callis and Kevin Nash have pretty good chemistry, calling matches together. This got an 80. Filthy Animals, Conan and Rey defeat Barry Windham and Kurt Hennig. Conan picks up the win again by cheating. 78. Goldberg defeats Daniels with a spear. 79. Post match, Goldberg cuts a promo where he says 2 down, 2 to go. 93. In the ring, Team Flair and the leaders of the New School go back and forth with entertaining insults to each other. And again, this is going to be at Mayhem, my second 4-on-4 match. and it's going to be obviously a 8-man tag. Flair, Awesome, Page and Bigelow against Carino, Nigel, Chris, Canyon and Bossman. Main event, Jeff Jarrett and Brian Clark defeat the Rising. Clark beat Van Dam with a meltdown, and this got an 84. Contract signing between Sean O'Haire and Monty Brown. Eric Bischoff was hosting. Brown tries to lay out Monty Brown, and it doesn't go quite to plan as the attack fails, and O'Haire is left lying 100. So an 88 for Thunder. Again, that's pretty good as well. So we're building good storylines. It's just disappointing that I've lost, Sting, Hogan and Nash now in the space of about 3 weeks. That's never helpful. Lynn's injured, but apparently it's only a minor injury. Alright, let's keep going. Up next will be Nitro, and Goldberg will be taking on AJ Styles. I haven't decided yet if it's going to be for the television title. Ray wins the Women's Championship for her 2nd time. My developmental. And nothing. Is she dating Chris Raber? Get cash there. She's got a few pay rise requests. A lot of the young talent want some more money, I can understand that. Alright, there should be a WWE pay-per-view coming up. Pretty sure. Oh, was that? Oh, it's a Saturday, isn't it? So it'll be on the Sunday, won't it? Let's have a look. WCW Power Play, Lash LaRue. Hey, you got another return. No one massively big though. Juice and Liger's back, which always helps. Oh look, Scott Hall began his first title win. SummerSlam. Scott Hall defeated Triple H, got a 99. Too cool to defeat the APA. Cool. Too cool is Scotty and Grandmaster. So Scott Hall world title, that's pretty cool. My developmental had their pay-per-view. Finlay was over Robert Roode in the main event. Bobby Roode, Molly Holly, women's champion. So WWE do some title changes there. It's pretty cool that Scott Hall got the nod. Alright, so up next will be the last Nitro of the month. Okay, here we go. We're getting there. We are getting there. So pre-show, the Bulldogs, which is the renamed team of Chad Collar and David Boy Smith, defeat the Naturals and the Enforcers in a pre-show match. Chad Collar is sticking around with the Bulldogs, which also have David Boy's son, Harry Smith and TJ Wilson. That's why, because they have great chemistry. So 71. Bit of a random 5-way match. Shamrock defeats Dustin Muter, Psychosis and Hoos van der Liger. Dustin and Shamrock probably deserve a bit more of a push on the card because they're quite high up, to be fair. 75. So the main show, freestyle angle here. Nash attends a meeting with all 3 GMs. So Kevin Nash goes to a meeting which involves Ric Flair, Eric Bischoff and Dusty Rhodes. 99. Vampiro's with Messias and Abyss. Vampiro tells them tonight is the night the reins are loosened. Go do some damage. 76. Singles match. Chuck Palumbo beats Barry Windham. Short and sweet. 3 minutes 53. Torture Rack, submit, win. 59. Jeff Jarrett reveals that he's hired Brian Clark as his own personal bodyguard. 89. Tag team action. So Natalia is now the manager of the Calgary Bulldogs. There you can see there. AMW beat Calgary Bulldogs. Chris Harris picks up the win. 78. Freestyle angle again. This time Bischoff storms out the meeting, which had Rhodes, Nash, Flair and Dusty. The Rising are in 8-man tag action. They pick up a victory, defeating Future Vision, Doring and Roadkill. 75. 5-star frog splash. 1, 2, 3. Backstage, Abyss attacks Rick Steiner and beats the tar out of him and leaves him bloodied and beaten. 76. I was hoping this might be a show stealer. Motor City Machine Guns defeat Kidman and London. Chris Sabin beats London after they hit the Made in Detroit. It's got an 80. Big win for the Motor City Machine Guns. Shane Douglas jumps jumps Shane Douglas backstage, beats him down before throwing his limp body into the women's locker room where Tori Wilson and Renee are standing partially closed. Chris Hero scrambles in and gets a cheap shot in on Bagwell and helps his buddy Shane Douglas escape. 88. A bit of eye candy there for the Thins with Tori Wilson and Renee. Booker T defeats Ultimo Dragon with a bookend. 78. Bret Hart, flanked by Teddy Hart and Jack Evans, approach Lance Storm. They ask him to lead by example. Due to the fact Bret is retired, he needs a general, a proud Canadian, to lead the course against Davey Boy Smith. Lance Storm says it'll be an honour and shakes Bret's hand. So could we'll add that 1-on-1 to Mayhem. Or actually, I think I'm going to save it. It's only one. Vampiro defeats Road Warrior Animal, nail in the coffin, 73, and it was pretty good considering they didn't click. Backstage though, Messias and Scott Steiner are shown brawling. A host of agents try to break them up. So even though on one of the last shows they were told to stop beating each other up, they're back at it, all these, the Dark Carnival and the Steiner Warriors. Boss Man defeats James Gibson with the Boss Man Slam. 79. 6-man tag. Leaders of the New School pick up a momentum win here, being Awesome, Bigelow and DDP. Corino defeated DDP with a handful of tights. 83. Lots of 90 performances there. Flair and Dusty Rhodes are in the ring. Flair said that lately he hasn't been given 100% to the role, more focused on his in-ring career, which includes him currently holding one half of the tag team titles. And while Ric Flair has a lot more steam in him. Woo! So after the pay-per-view Sunday, he'll be standing down as co-GM. Dusty Rhodes announced that a replacement has been selected, and when Flair steps down, as agreed by the board, despite Eric Bischoff's protest, the man taking over will be this man. A suited and booted Kevin Nash makes his way to the ring, shakes their hands and cuts a promo to the crowd. Now, Nash is still going to be a commentator on Thunder because he's got good chemistry with Don Callis, but his rating, look, it's got 99. He's still got great charisma, so it'd be stupid not to use him in an authority role. Now he's retired, so Nash will be a GM. Flair will be a bit more active in the ring. Monty Brown defeats Kurt Hennig with a pounce, 78. Following the match, Sean O'Haire floors the challenger and stands over him and holds his belt high in the air. So this thrown together feud, O'Haire and Monty Brown picking up momentum. Main event. I'm sure this was no, co-main event. CM Punk defeats Rey Mysterio with a fast roll-up pin, 84. Final match, Mysterio is getting beaten down till Conan runs in to make the save. He has a steel chair. As he goes to attack Punk, he moves out the way and he accidentally hits Ray Jr., leaving Punk to leave, and Conan tries to help Ray. 95. Now this was the main event. Goldberg defeats AJ Styles with the spear, and Goldberg wins the TV title. Now the TV title is a lot more prestigious these days, considering who have had hold it, including Sting, and Sean O'Haire held it for nearly a year, 79. Final match, Goldberg and Samoa Joe have a heated exchange of words but are broken up before anything goes down, 99. Yeah, solid show, 87. Title change, of course. TV champion is now Goldberg. Means he's held all the titles, maybe not the hardcore, but he's held the World, US and Tag, I know that. Alright, just to keep you updated, the TV title history since I've taken it back was Sean O'Haire, Jeff Jarrett, DDP, Sean O'Haire again, CM Punk, Sting, AJ Styles, and now Goldberg will hold it for a little while. Or will he? He might lose on Sunday to Samoa Joe. Okay, let's have a little look-see of the news. Oh, clicked a bit too fast there. So Raw, fantastic. 88, Triple H beat the Big Show. We were 87, New Japan there. Got an 86. Hector Guerrero. Hot Property, Alex Wright, who is unemployed at the moment. So Alex Wright used to obviously be on my roster. SmackDown, 84 for SmackDown. Chris Benoit over the Big Show. Company in jeopardy. I'm not too interested in that. Iron Man Ultimo. Boast for New Jack, huh? Saying he's holding TCW on his back. I wouldn't argue with him, he might shank you. Jews and Ligers, New Japan's contracts coming up. Harry Smith is moaning out his push. Let's have a look at his push. I've now auto pushed it. He was an enhancement talent, and in a few matches he's now a low midcarder. New women's tag team champions in my developmental. I should probably have a look at my developmental. The women's division's flourishing down here. So soon that'll be the main division. Gail Kim and Wesley Bursick are tag team champions. We've got David Arquette as my world champ. Jidrak and Stasiak are the tag champs. Davrit's the X Division title is better than the world title in prestige. WXW. If I want to take over, I got accepted there. Do I want to take over WXW and have it as a third developmental? Maybe. To be honest, I want a Japanese company. Shall leave it for now. I've already got 2 developments. Right, up next is Thunder. To be honest, I've only got 1 pre-booked match, and that is Scott Steiner versus Messias. Cool. Thunder's done. The road to Mayhem is upon us. Right, Bad Influence beat the Amazing Airborne in a pre-show match. They're technically storyline wise been written out because of Goldberg's dominance, so that's why they're on the pre-show. 74. Second pre-show match, leaders of the New School defeat Kidman and London. This got 73. I kind of anticipate this being higher, but you know, they can't always be 80s and 90s, I guess. Right, so on the main show, RVD actually challenges Jeff Jarrett to a singles match tonight. 92. Now I'm trying to push Jarrett up the RVD up the card a bit because he's only a mid-carder, like a low end of the mid-carders as well. Booker T, who Creative are struggling with at the moment, beat Shannon Moore. 58. Conan invites Rey Mysterio to join him from the back. He says he's sorry for what happened. It was a pure accident, and then offers out a fist bump. Rey Mysterio takes a while to think about it. The crowd's unsure. However, he fist bumps his buddy. 95. That is a huge rating. 95. Conan and Mysterio. Storyline's obviously going quite well. Chuck Palumbo squashes Danny Doring. It's got a 60. 6-man tag. Motor Machine Guns and Ken Shamrock defeat the Enforcers and Wyndham. Sliced bread number 2. Shelley gets the pin. 79. Machine Guns are rolling at the moment. 3-star segment. Flair and Bischoff's last day on the job. Or Flair's anyway. They basically warn Dark Carnival and Steiner Warriors that this will end on Sunday. No more backstage shenanigans. 89. Triple threat cruiserweight title defense. Shane Helms defeats Kaz Hayashi and Taka Michinoku. It's got 79. Following the match though, AMW hit the ring, set up a table and put Shane Helms through it with a double powerbomb. 76, so that's pretty good. So that shows you how far along these boys have come. Random 5-way match. James Gibson beats BG James, Lycosis, Ultimo Dragon and Jimmy Yang. Gibson made Ultimo Dragon tap out in a guillotine choke. 65. Oh, awesome. 99. Mysterio and Kidman challenge CM Punk and a partner of his choice to a tag match. Punk comes out and says, I've got just the person in mind to be my partner. I accept your challenge. This will happen at the pay-per-view. And we got a 99. Davey Boy beats Teddy Hart with a running power slam. 76. Following the match, Davey Boy's being attacked by Brett, Lance Storm, Jack Evans and Teddy Hart. Out come Chad Collar, Harry Smith and TJ Wilson, who make the save, triggering an 8-man brawl. 78. DDP, Bigelow defeat the Rising and the Franchise. DDP hits a diamond cutter for the win. Yeah, quite good, 82, considering there's no rivals in this match at all. A 100 here, the classic segment I always love doing. Monty Brown, Sean O'Haire standing opposite the ring. They pause, psych themselves up and charge, but a number of wrestlers pull them apart. 100. Scott Steiner defeated Messias when Messias went into an attacking rage and got himself disqualified. 73. Goldberg is in the ring. He has a stare down with Joe. They have an exchange of words. Goldberg holds up the TV title. Joe stares at the belt and says, "This will be mine." 99. So the main event? No, this is the sub-main event. Haha. That's 2 times in a row I've done that. Jeff Jarrett defeats RVD with the stroke following Brian Clark's interference, who is his manager now / bodyguard. 84. That's quite a good rating for RVD. Final match. Jeff Jarrett orders Clark to attack quickly bloody RVD. 94. Now this is the main event. Boom. First time I've had a 90 in a while. That's on a non-pay-per-view. Nigel McGuinness defeats Mike Awesome in the main event, retaining his United States title. A 90. Oh, smashing it. A 92 to end Thunder. That's how you build towards the pay-per-view, a go-home show. Let's hope the pay-per-view lives up to the hype now. WCW Hall of Fame inductions. This is completely random. I didn't set this, so it'd be quite interesting to read. So here we got Scott Hall and Kevin Nash as a tag team. Just having a quick glance. We've also got Kevin Nash as a solo. Kevin Nash went into WWE Hall of Fame. And he went with Scott Hall as well. So it was all about Nash. So to be honest, now we've just seen that, I'm going to have a quick gander at the Hall of Fame. The WCW one. This is who's in mine. Tully Blanchard, Tony Schiavone, the Road Warriors, Ricky Steamboat, Randy Savage, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, Harley Race, Eric Bischoff, Dusty Rhodes, Bret Hart, Booker T, Stevie Reyes, Harlem Heat, Barry Windham, and Arn Anderson. Right, we'll have a quick little look-see. Someone leaves OVW, developmental. Fergal's probably on the borderline of getting called up now because he is always in the main event of the My Developmental. Alright, what we'll do is run through the news, as always, and then I would, well, can't get my words out, so we'll quickly run through the news. Hey look, oh, my dragon, Hayabusa, that'd be pretty cool. John Cena, the star. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to click continue, so you will see it jump to the pay-per-view after this page, as I will be calling up someone from developmental to be CM Punk's partner for his tag match with Conan and Rey Mysterio. But up next is Mayhem. Main event is Monty Brown and Sean O'Haire for the world title. We've also got a grudge match between Shane Douglas and Buff Bagwell. Joe versus Goldberg for the TV title. Hart Foundation versus Calgary Bulldogs. The Rising versus Jarrett's team. Flair's crew versus the leaders of the New School. And the Dark Carnival versus the Steiner Warriors. So quite a few sort of stable matches. But yeah, hopefully it'll be pretty good. Alright, Mayhem is booked. It's a bit all over the show, but In my brain it makes sense. Alright, here we go. So a random match, putting teammates against each other here to warm the crowd up. Kazarian defeats, Daniels defeats Kazarian, got 77. So considering both of these are all low mid-carders, this is quite a good start. The Hart Foundation defeated the Calgary Bulldogs. Teddy Hart defeated Harry Smith with the heart attack. 70. Boom, boom, boom. Joey Styles, Kevin Nash hyped the show. 84. So here we go. Here comes some main show matches. So the Dark Carnival defeat the Steiner Warriors. Vampiro hit the nail in the coffin on Animal. This is also the feud ender. So quite good that the older boys actually gave. So Messias and Abyss are quite young on the game. So good that they get put over. 71. So a random battle royal for the hardcore title. Just because I want to throw everybody on the card. Chuck Palumbo ended up winning. Final four was Shamrock, Billy Kidman, Kurt Hennig. Shamrock was the last elimination. Kurt Hennig, the champion, had the most eliminations. But overall, Chuck Palumbo walks away your hardcore champion. 75. Goldberg defeats Samoa Joe. Spear, followed by, because of botched interference from AJ Styles, that's got an 80. Following the match though, Goldberg is beaten down 4-on-1 by Bad Influence. 93. Dawn Marie is still Daniels' manager, by the way. This one I'm quite happy with the result because I thought people might argue it, but they didn't. The Rising, which is RVD, Shane Helms, Bryan Danielson, Jerry Lynn, defeat Planet Jarrett. Jarrett, A&W, Brian Clark. So Storm was out first, then Danielson, so that makes it 3-on-3. Then Helms, then Harris, makes it 2-on-2. Then Lynn, which left it Clark and Jarrett versus RVD, and RVD overcome the odds, 82. Good, good, good. Feud ender, because I'm not really too happy about this feud. Buff Bagwell picks up a big win and defeats Shane Douglas. It's got an 80. CM Punk comes out and reveals his mystery partner. Fully up and coming match is Nathan Jones. Nathan Jones joins his partner in the ring. Nathan Jones has got awesome menace. It's pretty decent stats now, so Punk will help guide him. CM Punk and Nathan Jones. I can't believe it, they've actually got excellent chemistry. Defeat Rey Mysterio and Conan when CM Punk defeated Mysterio by pinfall following a turn by Conan. So after weeks of building, Conan has turned on Rey Mysterio. This got an 80. Following the match, Mysterio is getting loaded onto a stretcher, being wheeled to the back. Conan comes back out, tips the stretcher, stomps on Rey Mysterio until officials pull him away. So Conan turns heel. Better write that down so I don't forget. And silly, I actually already wrote it down. A random triple threat because they hadn't been using the card. Booker T defeated Dustin Rhodes and Lance Storm. Hits the scissor kick, 78. So the sub main and a feud ender. The leaders of the New School and the Boss Man defeat Ric Flair's crew. Awesome Bigelow DDP. McGuinness hit the Tower of London on Bigelow to pick up the win. So again, these young guys, 3 of them there, pick up a big win, 89. Main event. Got a lot higher than I anticipated. Gave this a lot of time as well. Sean O'Haire defeated Monty Brown in 30 minutes with the Widowmaker makes his 12th title defense. It's got a 90. Following the match, Sean O'Haire is celebrating in the ring with Stacy Keibler. Kevin Nash's music hits. He gets into the ring. Congrats, champ. 6 months at the top. In WCW, that is a big deal. Next month is Starrcade. So the main event needs to be huge. So my first official act as the new WCW GM will be to make a WCW title match. Sean O'Haire will face 59 other men inside 3 rings in a World War III Battle Royal match. So for those that don't know what World War III is, it's basically the Royal Rumble, but in a few different rings. But everyone's already in a ring, so there's not the so it's a big Battle Royal / Royal Rumble, whatever you want to call it. So Sean O'Haire's basically got to take on the whole roster. This got a 100. Boom. And yeah, 88 for the pay-per-view. Typical. I did think it would be a bit following a 92 rated weekly TV cast, but I'm still happy with that. 88. It's been a bit of a mixed bag month, November, for me. Let's see what the day brings. Well, I've got lots of TV deals ending, so I have to tidy all that up. I've got some news. Mike Awesome in an incident. Steroids. Unhappy. Blah, blah. I find him and he moans. Anyway, 88 for the pay-per-view. There you go. Lots of TV deals coming up. Let's have a quick look. See if anyone important contracts there. Nothing too exciting. Mohammed Hassan has entered wrestling, if you know who he is. So has EC3. Anyway, it looks like that's it. So that is the month of November. So quite a lot of stuff we've gone through. Building of new stars, current stars, stars have left. Next month is Starrcade. December is Starrcade. And I've already given you the main event. Sean O'Haire World War III match, world title. It will technically be his 7th month as champion. But I love a title change at Starrcade, so who knows. Anyway, as always, I appreciate everybody for giving this video a watch, and for your comments, and for your likes, and follow me on Twitter at herd85_cap. And as always, take care, guys.